She's hot in this movie. I don't care who the fuck you are or what you say. Sarah Jessica Parker is absolutely beautiful in this movie. It's just like, oh my God. I just like, oh, every time I see her, I'm just like, okay, they knew what they were doing. And they emphasize it, Chad. They focus on certain assets. That's all I'm saying. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content in my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and enjoy the video.
Walt Disney Pictures presents Bette Midler.
Hello.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Would thou dance with me?
And Kathy Najimy. Hocus Pocus.
Chat. We got to go ahead and get started. We are starting out on October 31st, 1693, chat, back in Puritan times, back in the, the pilgrim times, chat. When the pilgrims came over, like on the Mayflower and shit, and they gave the Indians the smallpox blankets, shit. Terrible, terrible. Now they occupy the land that the Native Americans once occupied, chat. And on this land, not only do we got Puritans and pilgrims and shit, but we also have witches, chat. You also have the Sanderson sisters. And this community, chat, of Salem, Massachusetts, who might be known for killing witches, they're deathly terrified of the goddamn Sanderson sisters, chat. You got Winifred, you have Sarah, and you have Mary, chat. You don't want to fuck with them. You don't want to fuck them. But so often, chat, so often, especially around October, so many little children keep getting taken. Keep getting taken with no explanation and never seen again. And I feel so sorry for these families who lose a child, especially for this one guy in particular, chat. We're introduced to the character of I always thought his name was Zachary Binks. It's not Zachary. It's Thackeray. Like of the T-H, Thackeray. No one who names their kid Thackeray. Witness! Witness me! Mr. Hummendinger, welcome to the stream. I got a question for you. Who names their kid Thackeray? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Milky Mac, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. I don't know who was naming kids Thackeray, chat, but apparently that was a very popular name in 1693. I'm glad we put a stop to it. Though. But again, welcome, Mr. Hummendinger. Thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing very well today. What are we playing? We're playing that Fall Guys? I imagine you could. Chat, please do check out Mr. Hummendinger's streams. He is in like the 0.02 percentile of Fall Guys streamers out there, chat. He's the best of the best, okay? I've seen him do. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck you can do that. I mean, he's a goddamn savant, chat. So please do me a favor and check out his streams. I would appreciate it. Again, welcome, and welcome Mr. Hummendinger's Raiders. Hope you're doing very well. Doing a review of Hocus Pocus. I'm just befuddled by the name of Thackeray, chat. It's weird to me. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Playing Vampire to hit 30 viewers. Congratulations, Mr. Hummendinger. Hit 30 viewers. That's awesome. I gotta raise my glass to you. Cheers. May the wings of liberty knows a feather. You're shaking the pillows of heaven, man. No, congratulations on that milestone. That's great. That's great to hear, man. Cheers and salute to you. Very good, man. Always like to see people's success on Twitch. Very, very cool. Ryan Walterson, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. But chat, this guy's name is Thackeray. It's weird, and he is woken up, chat, and he has the urges. He is a teenage boy, chat, and I think it's heavily implied. He just had a wet dream. And it's like, I see what you're fucking doing, Disney. I see what you're doing. Can't pull one on me. Thank you, Mr. Hummendinger, for the 5 minutes. Was some crazy growth today. Thank you. Yeah, of course, man. No, happy to support. And thank you for sharing that with me, too. That was very, very kind. I gotta raid you in the future. Next time I see you on. If you're ever streaming on, you can send me a message. You're like, hey, the raid will be good, and I'll raid you. But thank you, Mr. Hummendinger, and welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. But Thackeray, he has just woken up from a wet dream, chat. He's just moist. He's moist all over, chat. He's just hot. And because, chat, he hears the lovely voice of Sarah Jessica Parker, who is insanely hot in this movie, chat. I know the joke, like, oh, Sarah Jessica Parker, she's ugly. She looks like a foot. She's hot in this movie. I don't care who the fuck you are or what you say. Sarah Jessica Parker is absolutely beautiful in this movie. It's just like, oh my God. I just like, oh, every time I see her, I'm just like, okay, they knew what they were doing. And they emphasize it, chat. They focus on certain assets. That's all I'm saying. And he woke up. It was like, Jessica Parker. And he's like, oh no. Because Chad, he's looking for his sisters, looking for, what's his little sister's name? Emily Binks, Chad. He's like, Emily, where are you? Apparently him and his sister shared the same room, Chad. That's awkward. That's kind of awkward. But he's like, she's gone. And he runs out of his house barefoot, by the way, barefoot in like 1693. That's like a fucking death sentence, Chad. I would not be walking barefoot in the wilds of Salem, Massachusetts in 1693. You're going to get fucking footworm or whatever. I don't know what, ringworm or footworm. I don't know what the hell it is, Chad. You're going to get bugs inside your feet, and you're going to have to cut your feet off. And so I would not go anywhere without wearing boots or something, or socks. I don't know. And he goes to this one guy, Chad, his friend, who he doesn't have a name. And he's basically going, have you seen Emily? And the guy goes, oh, she gone, man. She's fucking dead. He's like, what? Oh, yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker just got her. He's like, why didn't you stop her? It's just like, it's a witch, man. You don't fuck with witches, okay? You can't do it. He's like, and he runs. He's like, all right, it's your funeral, Thackeray. And he runs after, Emily, Chad, and Sarah Jessica Parker. Because Sarah Jessica Parker, she's leading Emily to the woods of Salem. And he goes in there, he's tripping over himself, he's falling and shit. He's like, should have worn the fucking boots. Why are you walking barefoot in Salem, Massachusetts? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. But eventually he gets to the abode, the swampy forest abode of the Sanderson witches, Chad. And he eventually, he's looking through a window, and what does he see? He sees the Sanderson sisters themselves, chat. We see Sarah Jessica Parker. She's the youngest one, chat. She is very dumb. She's very dumb. We also see Mary. We see Mary. She's the very Rubenesque witch, chat. She has a very unique ability. They all have unique abilities, chat. Sarah, she has a very mystifying voice. She's able to basically hypnotize children and people, chat. Both with her beauty and with her vocal cords. She leads them back to, to be consumed, to be eaten, chat. Have their souls sucked from their bodies. You have Mary. Her ability is that she smells really good. She smells children. She's like a goddamn bloodhound with that nose of hers, chat. That schnoz. And then, chat, you have the one who's my favorite, chat. This is everyone's favorite. Goddamn Winifred Sanderson, chat, played by Bette Midler, who, both, by the way, all three of them do such a fantastic job in this movie. Anytime they're on screen, the movie is perfect. It's just so much goddamn fun. They're having fun. It's like, this one movie's at its best. And the kids are on, it's like, it can, it can range from either being good to like, it's all right, it's okay, it's fine. But when they're on screen, goddamn, it's entertaining, chat. And but we see them, and they're moving around in their little abode, and Thackeray's just like, oh shit, what's happening? And then fucking Winifred's coming for him. He goes, oh shit, and he drops down, chat, but she doesn't see him because she opens a window, and she's all old and wrinkly and gross, and she goes, oh, what a glorious morning. I hate it. So already you get what they're coming from, chat. They are very much witches. They like evil things. They eat spiders, and they don't like good things. They don't like sunshine, none of that shit. It's like how miserable. And so they go back in there. And the thing is, Chad, like, they're old, but they've been keeping themselves alive for hundreds of years. And how they've been able to do that, Chad, for decades probably, is that they feast on the souls, the sweet essence of children. And they come up with a specific potion. And while this is all going on, Thackeray, he infiltrates the house, chat, and he's hanging out on top of they have like the second floor, overlooking like the main floor, chat. He's like looking and shit. And so Winifred, she's like, sisters, and I love the sisters, chat, because the dynamic, they're like the Three Stooges, honestly. The dynamic is just so goddamn perfect. It's so wonderfully comedic, but you can tell that they love each other at the same time. It's great. And she's like, all right, listen, we got the kid. We're going to eat her, right? But we got to do the spell first so we can suck out her sweet soul. I'll swallow your soul. And they're like, great. And it's like, what do we need to do, Winnie? And he's like, well, we need to prepare the fucking potion. So she goes over to a book, chat, which is very derivative of the Necronomicon. It's bound in human flesh, and it has an eyeball, chat. And she's just like her little baby boy, this book. And she's like, oh, wake up, sweetums. Wake up. He goes, oh, shit. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's you. But he loves her. He's like his mama, chat. And he wakes up, and she's like, listen, we need the spell that keeps us youthful. And he's like, that's going to take a lot. That's going to be one hell of a spell to make sure you three broads are going to be looking good. But he's like, I got you. Opens up to the page, chat. She's like, oh, perfect. And they got all the special ingredients, chat. You got dead man's toe. You got good old dead man's toe, chat. You got snot of dwarf people. And you have a bit of tongue. You got a bit of a recently bit off tongue, chat. And they add all these, and they actually bite part of their own tongues off and go, puh, and they put it in there, chat. And the potion's concocted. It's looking great. And they get a big old fucking ladle. And this little girl, I'll tell you what, Emily, she was not long for this world, chat. There was not a lot going on up there. She's just fucking sitting there just going, eh. It's like, I was like, is she under the spell of Sarah Jessica Parker? I don't think so. It was just never her place. She was never going to make it, chat. So honestly, let them have her. Let them suck out her sweet, innocent essence. And so they got a big old fucking ladle. And they basically give it to her. She's like, all right, drink up. And she's like, okay. And she's drinking that shit. She starts drinking it. And they're like, ah, hell yeah. And so then they just start breathing. They just start fucking breathing in. They just start breathing in all that good old child essence shit, that underage. And and Thackeray's like, no, stop sucking out my sister's soul. He comes down like, ah, shit, fuck. But thankfully, chat, we learned that Winifred, she's got Papa Palpatine powers, and she just unlimited power. She shocks the shit out of him, just fucking him up. And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And they're like, wait, we gotta keep sucking the soul out of the kid. And they're all youthful again, chat. Their bosoms are a little, they're not as saggy. Asses are looking pretty good, chat. They got nice curves. They're looking great. All three of them are looking fucking great, chat. Yeah, each and every single. I'm saying it right here, all right? The Sanderson sisters, they're very pretty ladies, chat. Hell yeah. But Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, especially Sarah. And so it's great. And I'm like, all right, you gotta have him like stuck to a wall, chat, like a big old magnet on a wall. And they go over back to the kid, but she's fucking dead. She's a husk. She's dead. Like, oh, we sucked her dry. Oh, I feel so goddamn good. But. And Thackeray's just like, fuck you, bitches. Fuck you, evil bitches. He's like, hey, that's mean. And so Winifred's like, all right, we got to fuck him up. And he's like, well, we got to do something especially mean to him. We just can't kill him. We're just not going to suck out his soul. Let's add a little spice to our daily routine. You know, we're witches. We do all sorts of spells. She's like, great. She's like, Book, come here, baby. Come here. And the book opened, and she's like, this is the spell we're going to do. It's a perfect spell. And then she does this whole thing. Incantation, chat, and she transforms him, horrifically transforms him, chat, into a CGI black cat. And he can talk and shit, and it's weird, it's awkward, but it's 1993, chat, and this technology blew everyone's fucking minds. I was like, this looks pretty good. Nowadays, does not look great. Does not look great, but he's been transformed into a cat. And he's immortal, and he lives forever, Chad. He cannot die, so he'll always live the guilt that he couldn't save his sister, Emily, even though it's not his fault, because she was dumb as shit. So she was going to die no matter what, Chad. If not today, probably the next day. Probably the next day, Chad. She would have stepped on a fucking rake and brained herself or something. But the townspeople, Thackeray's friend, he grew up here, and he told Thackeray's dad and the townspeople of Salem, the Sanderson sisters, they're stealing kids. They're sucking the souls out of kids, chat. And they're like, hey, open up. We want to know if you're sucking the essence out of our kids. And they're like, no, we're fine. We're just three, relatively young women just living alone, just having a nice day, reading books and shit and drinking tea. And then, we're not doing anything illegal. And then fucking Sarah Jessica Parker is like, yes, we're so beautiful for sucking the souls of children. She's like, shut the fuck up. Thank you, Ryan Walters, for the 5 minutes. Fun fact, the voice of the cat isn't the same actor. What? It's James Marsden. Oh my God, you're right. It's Jason Marsden. The voice of Max in a Goofy movie, amongst many other roles. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Did they dub him over? Did they dub the actor over? I didn't know that. He's a good talent. He's been around for goddamn 50 years. How old is that guy? He must be 75 years old. I've heard him in everything from my childhood. Jesus Christ, he's old. But, Winifred starts choking the shit out of Jessica Parker. It's too late. She blew it. She fucking blew it. And then they're outside, and they got the goddamn nooses around their necks. And I love it, chat, because they're like, they just start fucking with the townspeople. Like, they don't care. It's like, we don't give a shit. We're witches. We're always gonna come back. Like, they're just talking shit. Like, the Thackeray's dad's like, what have you done with my daughter? And she's like, or my son. Because they found the dead body. Like, how they hide the dead body of the little girl, chat. Like, you see her like a mummified corpse just sitting there, just all kind of atrophy, just like this. So they fucking killed her, chat, outright. And they just put like a shawl on her. It's like, that's not hiding shit. So they found the dead kid. But they're asking, what have you done to my son, Thackeray? She says, that's Thackeray. That's a dumb fucking name. I don't know. The cat's just got my ton. It's just like, they're all laughing because they know it's a little inside joke, because he's a cat now. And he's like, all right, fucking kill him. But right before he does that, Chet, the fucking book rolls up. He's like, no, not my mama. And it presents a spell for Winifred. And it's a great spell, chat. It's a very specific spell where basically, this is involved process, very involved. She said that, okay, we'll return one day. We'll come back, right? When, you're going to kill us. We know that. But we're going to come back, resurrection, all that shit. Like, Jesus on the third day, except 300 years. And whoever lights the candle, the black flame candle, has to be a virgin. Very important, chap. The virgin who lights the black flame candle on Hallows Eve will bring us back and will suck the souls out of your kids and live forever. And they're like, nothing that. And they fucking kick the god. And it works. It works, chat. And they kick the goddamn barrel and they hang them. They murder them, Chad, and they're all dead. And it's like, oh, shit. And then we got very sad music from the narrator, Chad, this very old lady, and she says, and Thackeray's father. We see little Thackeray Binks, Chat, the little cat's like rubbing up against his father's legs. Says, no, it's me, Dad, it's me. I don't know why I just didn't talk to him. I don't know why I just didn't do it. Probably he was like fucking magic, would have killed him right there. And the dad's like, get away from me, foul beast, be gone. And he's just like, oh no. And then the narrator is like, and Thackeray Binks was never seen again. No one ever knew what happened to him, Chat. And we cut to a modern day class. To the modern day classroom, Chad, of 1993, where you see this character actress who I've seen in a ton of movies in the 80s and 90s. I forgot her name, but she's in this. She's great. And she's I want to be in this fucking classroom, Chad. And she's telling the history of the Sanderson sisters in the town of Salem. And everyone's like, woo, good job, teacher. It's a good, healthy, I like this, Chad. Nice, healthy relationship between the teacher and the kids. They respect her. She's having fun. She's throwing candy at them. Just throwing candy at them, Chad. And they're like, this is amazing. We're having so much fun. It's really good. But then you have that one fucking asshole, Chad, who doesn't laugh, who's just being sarcastic, rolling his eyes, like, oh my God. And the teacher picks up on this. Is like, oh, what about you? You have a problem with our traditions? Max, I think his name is Max Dennison, I want to say. I think it's Max Dennison, chat. And, Mr. California, chat. Well, we got a tough guy over here, chat. We got a badass from the state of California, chat. Los Angeles, no less. And he goes, nah, I'm just not in this whole Halloween thing, man. It's all a corporate conspiracy, man. It's how these big fucking candy corporations, they sell the most candy during the season. They hype all this shit up. They put out all these lies. You lie, old woman. And she's like, all right, you're just fucking asshole, dude. You're just not a good guy. You're not a good guy. And she shames him and shit. But then one of the other girls, Allison, chat. She's a very lovely Allison. She's one of the prize students of the school. I don't know the name of the school, chat, but she's great. And she's like, oh, well, this is what we do here. It's part of our traditions, and it keeps the community tight-knit, and, we support each other and shit. And Max, he's going to be all fucking cool. He's like, I hope we can be tight-knit later. And he's like, what? And he's like, here's my phone number. Does it right in front of the class. And everyone's like, ooh. And Allison's just like, really? Then the bell rings, shit. The bell rings, and everyone's getting out of classes. Everyone's leaving. And he gets, good old Max Chet, he gets on his bike, and he sees Allison. He sees Allison walking down the sidewalk. He feels kind of bad for embarrassing her in front of the class, Chet. So he rides up. She goes, hey, Allison, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, embarrass you that way. I'm not that kind of person. She goes, oh, no, I wasn't embarrassed. I was not embarrassed. And he goes, so, she's asking him, so you're really from California, huh? And she goes, yeah, I'm from California. And she's like, you don't really like it here, do you? He's like, no, I mean, it's all right. The leaves, a lot of leaves, colors, orange, yellow, reds. That's cool, but it's just not kind of my style, not what I'm used to, And she goes, no problem, I get you. Well, maybe you should, walk around town, get a sense of the culture, that whole thing, and maybe you might start to like it, And she goes, maybe I will. And she goes, hey, one thing for you though. Happy Halloween, trick or treat. And she gives him something. He's like, oh, he gives him the note back. Like, her number's going to be on it, Chad. Her number. And he opens it up, and it's just his fucking number and goes, no, thank you. And he's like, oh, and she just walks away. Yeah, she's going, She showed him up. She showed him. It's a good thing she didn't do that in fucking public, Chad. So he's not having a great day. Max just got shown up enormously, Chad. It was amazing. He's mad. And so he gets on his bike, Chad, and he's riding home. And he's doing all his bike tricks and shit, being all like a California kid, Chad, LA kid, very, very tough, very cool, right? And eventually he goes through a graveyard, Chad, where we meet two of the worst characters in the movie. And every time they're on fucking screen, it's just like, this is just not necessary. You could have, this one of the points of the film, like, this sucks. You did not need these characters. You have the stereotypical bully characters, chat, who are given really obvious and just groan-inducing dialogue. You got the one blonde. I don't know what the fuck their name. Yeah, what's the one guy's name? I'm trying to remember his goddamn name. I can't remember. That one long-haired guy, dude, bro. And you got Ernie, Chab. He's like, I don't want to be fucking called Ernie, man. I told you, my name is Ice. And, you know, they accost a good old Max at the graveyard, asking him for shit. And, you know, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Ice. And Max is asking, well, Ice, why Ice? And the guy literally turns around, chat, and he's basically shaved the word ice in the back of his fucking head. Right in the back of his goddamn head, chat. And this is like, you're lame. This is not funny at all. And eventually he's just like, that's cool. And he starts to go away to him, like, hey, man. You got any smokes? Like, whoa, smokes, chat, in a Disney film? Again, this is the 90s, chat. Disney allowed smoking in their movies. Do you have any smokes? And he goes, no, man. Do you have any, like, fucking doobies? Marijuana, chat, in a fucking Disney movie? What? No, I don't have any doobies for you. What about some cash, man? What about some of that credit card action? He's like, I don't have any of that. And he's like, you got to give us something, man. You got to pay the toll. And he's like, I don't have anything. And he's like, how about some product placement? And they cut down. Nike, chat, paid for this movie, by the way, you can tell. Because if there's a bag or a pair of sneakers, it's always Nike. And they always just spend it's not long, chat, but it's like half a second too long on a particular shot. Whether it be a bag or a pair of sneakers, and it's always Nike. And I'm like, okay. And they look at his sweet fucking Nikes, and they're like, oh, man, you got to pay the toll. We want these. And then eventually cuts chat. He's riding home with his socks. And I'm like, ha, ha, hey, man, they fit perfectly. He keeps riding. He's like, crying. Terrible day, chat. He's got rejected by the girls of his dreams, Allison. And you had the goddamn, what's his name, dude, bro, and Ice, chat. They just bullied him. They bullied him real hard. He's not had a good day. Eventually, he gets home where his parents are, chat. Mom and Dad Dennison. Mom and Dad, Mr. and Mrs. Dennison, chat. And they're working on their costumes. They're going to be going to a big old hot, sexy, sweaty party later on. You know, she's working on a brassiere, chat. There's boobs. A lot of boobs in this movie. And they're doing all that. And Max walks. They go, oh, how you doing, son? How was your day at school? He goes, fine, whatever. And he goes up the stairs. He's like, oh, sure. I guess he didn't have a very good day. And eventually, chat, he goes up the stairs. Goes to his room. Sweet fucking room, by the way. Jay and Ice. Thank you, Golden. Jay and Ice. Jay. That's what I can call him, dude, bro. But yes, Jay and Ice. Thank you. I always forgot what the blonde-haired guy's name was, but Jay and Ice. Appreciate that. And so he goes to his room, chat. Sweet fucking room, by the way. Amazing. It's has several goddamn floors. It has like a little like tower at the very top. It's pretty goddamn cool. But he goes over to he throws his backpack down, and he goes on his bed, and, you know, lays on his bed, chat. And then he just starts groping. I'm serious. He just starts groping a pillow and pretending that it's Allison, chat. Just going, oh, Allison. Oh, it's just so nice, the two of us being here. I just love to cuddle. And he just starts humping it. I'm like, oh my God, what kind of movie is this? Like literally chat to the pillow. And meanwhile, someone is watching all of this occur. And then fucking Max, he just starts jerking it. She just starts jerking all over the pillow. It's just horrible. It's just horrible. And then who pops out? It's fucking his little sister, Dan. She goes, boo. He's like, oh! He's got to put everything away. He's got to put everything away. He's like, Danny, Jesus Christ. I told you never to come in my room. And she's like, oh, whatever. I know you're doing weird boy stuff in here. I don't care. And she hops on the bed too, chat. She's just messing with it. I mean, she starts saying, I love, Danny kills me. Because she's saying, oh, Allison, you're so soft. Who's Allison, Max? She's like, shut the fuck up. So he's been bullied so far, chat, by real Allison, by Jay and Ice, and now his like 8-year-old sister, chat. It's fucking amazing. Max is a loser. He's a big time loser, chat. Big time loser. And he's like, shut up, it's no one. And he's like, is that a girl you like? She's like, yeah, I guess. And she's like, oh, that's cute. Hey, Mom and Dad said that we're going to go trick-or-treating later. Does that sound cool? He goes, I'm not taking you trick-or-treating. She goes, but Mom and Dad said you take me. We always do it all the time. Like when you were younger, when you were like not a loser. You used to go trick-or-treating all the time. He's like, I don't trick-or-treat anymore, okay? And he goes to his drum set. She's playing his fucking drums. She's like, Max, I'm sorry I was being mean to you, okay? Can we go trick-or-treating? You promise. And she's like, well, I fucking take back the promise. I don't want to talk to you. I want to do anything. And she's like, you have to do it. You have to take me trick-or-treating. And it's like, you want to bet? And he stomps all the way up to like his little tower in his bedroom. She just sits there. And then Danny, she just stomps right in the middle of the room and goes, ah! Just screams shit. Just fucking a wail. God, you could break a glass. And eventually we cut where mom and dad have been involved, and good old Max is taking Danny trick-or-treating, Chad. She's going to take her trick-or-treating. Mom and dad, they're going to be going to the party, and he said, all right, kids, they're going to be back around midnight, all right? Hopefully, you got to be back. Hopefully, be back by, like, around 10, okay? Be back around 10 after you're done doing all your trick-or-treating. And you'll be good. And then, to see Danny, she's in a little cute little witch costume, Chad. It's very adorable. She is cute as a goddamn button, this Danny. She was like, oh my God, look at her. Then got Danny, Max, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just, his fucking regular clothes, sunglasses. Why wearing sunglasses? It's fucking pitch black outside. What the hell's wrong with you? You want to be cool, be cool California kid, chat. I don't get it. LA kid. And, he's like, well, even dad's asking, what are you supposed to be, son? He's like, I'm a rapper. He goes, well, isn't your hat supposed to be to the side like those urban kids? And he's like, Dad, stop it. And eventually they leave, and good old Danny and good old Max, they go out on trick-or-treating, chat. They go to house to house to house. Max is just not having a good time, chat. And they get to another house, chat, and then who's at the end of the goddamn sidewalk, chat? It's fucking Jay and Ice. And they are accosting little children, chat. And they got that whole toll scheme again, where they're begging, hey, you gotta pay the fucking toll. And they're just stuffing their fat faces with candy, chat. Just engorged. They're engorged with sugar and hydrogenated fat shit, and they can't help themselves. And Max sees this. He's like, all right, we should go around. We should go around. And Danny's like, I don't give a fuck about them. Danny's a little badass. She's like, I could give a shit less about these jabronis over here. She's stomping down. She's like, hey, little girl, you gotta, oh, I don't feel good. Oh, God, you gotta pay the toll. And she's like, nah, I'm not paying no toll. I don't know what you two are about, but I'm not doing nothing, okay? It's a free fucking country. This is my goddamn candy that I have acquired through the course of many hours of trick-or-treating. You two fat fucks can get the hell away from me. It's like, good for you, goddamn Danny. And even then, she's like, and the thing is, yeah, I'll kick both of your asses, but even if I can't, I got my big brother. Max. And Jay and I see Max, he goes, oh, shit. And they go, oh, fucking Nike, Max, come here, man, come here. And they're fucking with him and everything. Eventually, Max, he just de-escalates. He's like, hey, man, here's your fucking, he gives him his, because he's trick-or-treating too. He's like, here's your fucking candy, all right? Now, enjoy yourself. Stuff your fat fucking faces. And he leaves. And him and Danny, they're like, they just start riddling chat. Just because there's other bullies with Jay and Ice, and they just group around this bag of candy and just tear it apart like a pack of hyenas, chat. It's like, Jesus Christ, they gotta feed these kids. Why are they feeding them? Eventually, Danny and Max are walking in the next house, and Danny's just like, Jesus Christ, why didn't you fucking stand up for yourself? He's like, I didn't want to deal with that, all right? I didn't want to get beaten up, okay? All right? You embarrassed me in front of them. I didn't want to deal with it. She's like, well, maybe you wouldn't be such a goddamn loser, okay, all the time. And he just fucking loses it. You know what? Well, maybe I don't want you as a little fucking sister. And she just, and then she runs away. She runs away, Chad, and she collapses in the hay bale, and she's crying and shit. She's like, I want to go home. I want to go home. He's like, fuck. And he goes down there, Chad. He sits in the hay bale with her, and he goes, I'm sorry. I said I didn't want you to be my sister. I love you. Of course I want you to be my sister. And she turns to him. She says, I don't mean to call you a loser. I'm just mad because we used to do all these things together, and now you don't seem to want to do anything with me. And, you're my best friend. It's like, oh, it's cute. It's cute, Chad. And he goes, I'm sorry. I just, the move and everything. I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure. I feel very self-conscious. I'm anxious and shit. She said, well, I can be there for you. We can be there for each other. And it's like, oh. And he goes, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go trick-or-treating, and we'll go back home and watch some scary movies. How about that? And she goes, yeah, let's do that. Like we used to do. He goes, exactly like we used to do. I was like, yay. And eventually, chat, they get to their next, it's a big fucking mansion house they're going to, big fucking mansion. He goes, whoa, let's go up there. I bet they got a whole bunch of candy up there. And so they go up there, Chad, the door's just wide open. And they're like, holy shit, the motherload, these giant fucking candy, but not like fun size or some shit, like the actual Snickers, goddamn Milky Way, Chad, Twix bars, Reese peanut butter, like four fucking Reese peanut butter cups in a pack, Chad. That's some quality rich shit right there. You know you're in a town with some rich people. the people of Salem, chat, upper echelon here, and they're just fucking, they're stuffing their faces and shit. But then who walks down the goddamn stairs, chat, wearing some vintage colonial era, clothing? She actually looks like kind of very frou-frou French stuff. But who's walking down, chat? Fucking Allison. And Max is like, oh my God, it's Allison. And Allison's is like, Max Dennison? And, she's walking down, and Danny's is like, wait, is this the girl that you were humping your pillow to? He goes, shut the fuck up. Shut up, not now. She walks down. She's like, oh, hey, good to see you. You trick-or-treating? She goes, I'm taking my sister trick-or-treating, And we're having a great time. We're having a great time, Danny. Danny's just like, oh yeah, we're having a wonderful time. And to initiate a conversation, trying to make things less awkward, Allison asked Danny, I love your costume. Oh, she goes, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I really love yours, but I don't know if I could rock that kind of thing because I don't have the. What do you call them, Max? What do you think? What do you call them? The bazungas, the bazungas. And he goes, oh shit, no, yabos. The movie calls them yabos. I'm like, what the hell is that? That's a weird term, yabos. And she's like, yeah. Oh, my boobs. And she's like, yeah, I don't got those. And Max is like, well, this got awkward. And to break the ice even more, Allison's like, well, let's talk about my breasts over here. You guys want some hard cider? He goes, boy, would I, Allison. And they go over there. And they start fucking drinking the hard cider. It's very awkward. But then at this point, Allison's talking about her family and shit. And it's like, so you live here? She goes, yeah, my parents throw this party all the time. It's for the town. It's for various charities and things. And what's initially brought up in the conversation, oof, big oof. Man, you heard that, yabos? I've never heard the term yabos. That's like a first for me. Maybe it was like in the Get and Loses, we're sacrificing virgins. Goddamn right, here, Joey. We're close to it. Did you show us your bazungas? Ooh. No. only for a high price. And so what's eventually brought up in the conversation is the Sanderson house, which her family has basically preserved over all these decades, Chad, since it's one of the wealthiest families in Salem. It used to be a big-time tourist attraction, but it's shut down, but they're still maintaining it. They're just making sure it's not bulldozed over and something like that. And at this point, Max is just like, hey, why don't we fucking go there tonight? Let's see something spooky. And Danny's just like, I want trick-or-treating. I like this cider, thank you. It's very good, by the way. I like the hard cider. And I want to go home and watch spooky films. And they're like, let's go see something actually spooky. And Danny's is like, fucking shit. Fine, let's go. And they're like, Allison's like, I'm going to go change into something that doesn't show off my bazungas for the rest of the movie. He goes, okay. And she goes and changes shit, something a little more conservative, if you will. And they go over to the Sanderson sisters' home, chat. They go over there. They break in and shit. And Danny, she's just not having any of this. She's like, I don't know about this, guys. This just feels weird. It's on Halloween. It's where weirdos are out. A lot of weirdos are out. Okay, I just don't feel good about this. And fucking Allison and Max are like, oh, Danny, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're only breaking and entering. We're only committing a crime. We're only burglarizing this place. And so eventually they go inside, chat. Thankfully, Allison, she does have the key, so she gets in because her parents own the place. And they go in there, chat. And it's been used in quite some time to looking around. Alice is like, there should be a switch here. Eventually, Max, he finds a whole bunch of Zippo lighters, a bunch of like custom-made metallic Zippos. Actually, it was probably quite expensive. He gets like, hey, look at this fucking Zippo. And eventually they find the switch. And they turn the lights on. They see it. And it's basically been the Sayers Sisters' home has been turned into a museum, but they have all the actual shit there, chat. They got the original chair where the fucking calcified corpse of Emily was. They have the big cauldron, chat, where they had the man's toe and the dwarf snot and all that good stuff and the bits of their tongue they spat in there, all that good shit. And they're like, oh, this is weird. This is crazy. Also, they're looking around the place, chat, and we see something's watched him in the background. It's like, what could it possibly be? And, Allison, she's going on about the Sanderson sisters and their history and how they feasted on children's bodies, chat, to preserve their youth. And Danny's just like, I happen to be a child, okay? No one's feasting on me, all right? Let's get out of here, all right? We can go. But the thing is, like, Allison also starts talking about some of the other myths and legends. She said, yeah, on the day they were hanged or hung, whatever, chat, they promised, they cursed, they put out a spell. Or who would light the black flame candle, which just happens to be right here, by the way, by a virgin no less, will resurrect them. resurrect him. And Max is like, oh, that's just a bunch of hocus pocus. It's not real. And while that happens, Chad, a fucking black cat comes out of nowhere and just begins tearing apart his face. Just screaming and shit, so like ripping out his eyes. He's like, ah! Eventually he falls down and he throws the fucking cat against the wall and scampers away. But he's like, oh my God, Jesus. There's like huge claw marks on his face. It's disgusting and gross. And Alice is like, all right, Danny's like, all right, I'm done. We're gonna fucking leave. And Max is just like, okay, whatever, we can go, but let me do this one thing before I leave. And he takes out the lighter, takes out the Zippo, and he lights the black flame candle. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And so then he lights it, Chet. And he's just like, what's gonna happen? Some hocus pocus? And then everything just starts fucking moving, Chat. The bowels of the earth itself, Chat, are rumbling. They're rumbling, Chad, and all this gaseous fumes are coming up, lights are going off, and they're like, oh, shit. And then who in the fucking front doors opens, Chad, and who walks in? The Sanderson sisters themselves, Winifred. You got goddamn Mary, Chad, and you got goddamn Sarah, the Sanderson sisters in the flesh, and they're back, baby, ready to take on the goddamn world. And Allison and Max and Danny, they've all taken cover. And the witches, they're like, okay, we got to get a look at, well, Jesus Christ, how long has it fucking been? Where are we? And they're looking over all their shit, and they're looking at stuff, and it's like, oh my God, this place is a fucking wreck. It's beautiful. Look at this nice fine layer of dust and these cobwebs. Very chic, I like it. Very chic, Chad, very chic. And they're going around, and Winifred, she sees her book, she sees her Necronomicon. She's like, oh, hello, darling, my baby boy. She's like, hello. She's tapping on it and everything. It's great. Eventually the book wakes up. She goes, oh, look at you. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you. Ooh, we got a new follower, Chad. Who is this new follower? Who do you have that's joining us for the first time ever? Astro the Fleur. Welcome to the stream. You're my new Huckleberry. Hope you're doing very well on this fine Tuesday evening. Currently reviewing Hocus Pocus. You're in great part where the goddamn Sanderson sisters have returned from the dead, Chad, from the depths of hell. They're back, baby. And they're going to make sure this is a night to goddamn remember. So, Chad. They're all moving around, but then Mary, she gets a good old whiff of kid. She's like, oh, I smell something. And then Winifred goes up to her, and Sarah goes up to her. She's like, what do you smell, Mary? She says, I smell a child. And they go, oh, a child. We need that. We need a child. That's very important because we learn, chat. Like, the thing is, they look over, and the black flame candle's been lit, and it could only be lit and resurrect them if it was lit by a fucking virgin. So it's like, okay, that's great. But the thing is, though, once the candle's down to the end, chat, and once dawn arises, once the dawn has come, they die, they go kaput. So they have one night to suck out the souls of some kids, chat, to continue living on forever and ever. So they gotta get busy. And thankfully, Mary, she whiffed a good scent of a kid. And she's looking around, and Mary, she's got a good nose, Chad, because she can, like, pinpoint the goddamn age, the race, Chad, everything, the blood type. It's crazy. She's like, I'm 7.5, possibly 8-year-old, right over here. And they go, bah! And, Winifred, she slams on the countertop, and little Danny, she pops up, and they're like, oh, my God, it's so cute. We are going to eat you. Thank you, Darcy, to the 5-year-old Chris, back from jury duty part of the Unlucky 12. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. 12 angry men, 12 unlucky men. Sorry about that, Dark Star. Happy to have you back here, though. Hope I can entertain you for a couple hours, man. Currently doing my review for Hocus Pocus. They're about to eat a small child. It's quite fun. And Danny, she pops up. She's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I go, oh, look at her. She's so plump. Oh, she'll have so much sweet essence for us. And Danny's just like, oh, I gotta play this up quick. She's like, oh, sisters, so good to see you, because she's dressed up as a witch. And they're like, oh, you're like a little witch. Oh, she's a little witch. She's a little witch, Winnie. Look at it. It's so adorable. She goes, yes, thou is correct. Mary, I think. Well, it's been great talking to you. Been great seeing you girls. I'm going to head out. I lit the candle for you because I'm big fans, very big fans of you. But I got to skedaddle. I got to skadoosh. And they're like, oh, no, you're not going anywhere. No, come with us. Come with us, a fellow. Let's speak witch to witch. And they lead her on over to the goddamn chair. And they're like, all right, listen, kid. we want to live forever, so we have to suck out your soul. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. But before they could do that, chat, they got to get the book. They got to make the fucking potion. And right before they're about to, eat fucking little good old Danny, chat, Allison pops up along with Max, and they just start beating the shit out of the three sisters, chat. Like, she comes out there with a fucking a 2x4. Max, chat, good old Max, he gets a goddamn crowbar, chat, and they just start beating on these three women. And they're like, they're screaming their asses off and everything. And they're distracted. They all fall down, shit. They grab Danny. We gotta get the hell out of here. But Max is like, I gotta do one more thing. And he gets up on the fucking balcony, check. Gets on the goddamn balcony. Bat Shields, thank you. Thank you so much for the 15 biddies. Cobb Squad in the building. Goddamn right. Cobb Squad. Let's get tattoos. Wouldn't that be fun? If we get matching tattoo. No? Thank you. No, good to see you, Bat Shields. That little bit of a Harley Quinn reference. I like it. Fucking Poison Ivy Cobb Squad. I love it. Also, the cat's there. The Thackeray Binks, he's the cat Chad that attacked Danny earlier, jumps on him and says, "Get the fuck out of here, you dumbass." He goes, "What? You can talk?" "Yes, I can talk. Now move." They start moving. But Max has one thing. Also, Thackeray Binks, he scratches the shit out of, like, Winifred, chat, because that's what he does. But Max, he's got one more thing. He says, "I will show you the power of the fucking 20th century." Because the Sailor Sisters, they learned that it's 1993. Like, oh my God, we've been dead for 300 years. So we got to see what's been changing all this time. Before he leaves, Max produces the Zippo, and he lights it and goes, "Holy shit." Like, even the sister's like, he could produce flame from his hands. That's so cool. And he goes, "Yes, and I have one thing to show you. I shall rain down upon you the liquid of hell." They're going, well, that doesn't sound too bad. And he lights a shit, and then it starts raining. So because he gets the little Zippo on the little the emergency, the goddamn the thing. The what the fuck's it called, Chad? You know what I'm talking about. The thing that's the emergency water thingy. Yeah, the emergency water thingy, chat. And he fucking puts the Zippo on the emergency water thingy, chat, and it starts spraying all the water. And they go, and they start running around the goddamn home, and they're trying to take cover, chat. It's a goddamn nightmare. And eventually, Max, he escapes. He escapes with Allison and Danny, chat, and also Thackeray Binks. Good old Thackeray Binks. And meanwhile, the witches, they realize it's like, oh, fucking shit. It's just fucking water. It's just goddamn water. This ain't no fluids from hell. God damn it. It's the emergency water thingy. God damn it. We'll go after it. Sprinklers, that's it. You nailed it, sprinklers. I just couldn't think of that word. I had trouble. Sprinkler. Yeah. Thank you. Sprinkler. And so they run out from the sprinkler. And they're like, oh, shit, everything's changed. And they see the road, chat. It's not like a dirt path anymore or a cobblestone street. It's goddamn tar. It's a tar road. And they go, what the hell is that? What is this black, murky liquid that has spread across the road? And they're like, I dare not step on it, sweet sisters. It looks like it could be the death of us. And Mary and Winifred look at each other, and they push fucking Sarah Jessica Parker out just to see what would happen. And she goes, ah! And she's like, oh, it's solid. It's okay. It's solid. I'm alive. And they're like, oh, let's go fucking after them. Let's go. And they do the whole, like, instinct, like, and they walk down the street, chat, and then all of a sudden, the fire department and police are coming, and they see the sirens, and they stop and go, ah! And they run back into the house. It's so goddamn good. It is but water. Oh, it's water. Like when Sarah Jessica Parker does that, it's hilarious. And they run back. Meanwhile, we cut back to Allison, Danny, and Max, and Thackeray Binks, and they have a nice, good old talk with Thackeray Binks. And Thackeray's like, I'm a talking cat. I can't die. I'm immortal. Exposition. I'm going to show you, like, very specific places in the graveyard now. It's very weird, Chad. It's like, I'm going to take you to this grave, and it's the grave of Billy, Chad. Good old dead Billy. And the reason why Billy died, Chad, is because he had a very hot and sweaty sexual relationship with Sarah Jessica Parker, and Winifred was very jealous about that, chat. So she killed him. She killed good old Billy, chat, and sewed his mouth shut and cursed him. He cursed him, and she shall be able to resurrect him in any opportune time to do her bidding, chat. It's like, okay. It's a lot of information. I wonder if good old dead Billy's going to come back, chat. I wonder. And he continues moving around. And all Thackeray Binks is doing at this point is just delivering exposition, chat. Like, that's, sadly, the kids and all that, their little parts of the movie, it's just exposition. It's just them being precocious and shit. But when we get to the Sanderson sisters, chat, this is when the movie's at its fucking peak. That's when it's really goddamn good. That's when I fucking love it. Words are hard. They're hard words. Sprinkler, chat. Eventually, we cut back to the Sanderson sisters chat, and the fire department, the police, they're leaving. It's like, just some goddamn kids activating the water things, sprinklers. And I was like, I hate Halloween. And the Sanderson sisters is like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, Winnie, who are those people? Winifred's just like, well, those are obviously witch hunters. Look at them in their black robes, and they carry axes used to chop us up. And meanwhile, Sarah Jessica Parker chat is just eating spiders and bugs off the ground. It's like, spider. I'm just like, okay. And they're like, all right, now stop eating spiders. God damn it. We got to get the fucking, that was also the book. That too, because Thackeray Bing said, take the book, and that's what Max did, Shed. He has the book, and they need the fucking book in order to, in order to do the goddamn spell. And so, they're very upset about that. And so they go back in there, and they're like, okay, we got this. We can, all we need to do at this point is just remember the potion that we did all those years ago, and we can get all these kids, and we'll live forever. And they're trying to remember the spell, and they're like trying to place it. Like, okay, like Winifred's is like, all right, Mary, you were over here, and Sarah, she was back there dancing like an idiot. But I was. What were the recipes? We had it was a ear of newt, and he's like, no, it wasn't ear of newt. It was phlegm of a bat. No, it wasn't that. And Winifred's is like, fuck, I don't remember. I need my goddamn book. Where's my goddamn book? And she's like, all right, enough of this. We're going after those goddamn brats. That's what we're going to do. And so they get their brooms out. They're like, we're going to get the fucking book back. They get on their brooms, Chad, and they chase after him. They pinpoint him, too. And they're like, all right, come here, you little bastards. And they're trying to get him, Chad. Thankfully, though, Thackeray Bings, he's been guarding this hollow ground, Chad. That's the thing. The witches, they can't step on the graveyard, chat, because it's blessed ground. And if they were to step on it, chat, they would die. They would turn to stone and die. That's what would happen. So they can't do that. That's why they have to hover on the broomsticks. And Thackeray Bings is like, all right, I know where to fucking go. We're gonna go into the mausoleum. And so eventually, they fight with the Sanderson sisters, Chad, and they go into the mausoleum, and she goes, shit, fuck, we can't go down there. And that's okay, because Winifred, she's got a plan. I'm going to resurrect your dead boyfriend, Sarah Jessica Parker. And he goes to the grave of good old dead Billy, Chad. She resurrects good old dead Billy. He's not dead anymore. He's undead. And I love it. I think the actor who plays Billy is the same actor who plays Abe from the Hellboy franchise. He also plays that alien in Star Trek Discovery. He also plays the fish that the woman fucks in the Guillermo del Toro movie. He plays the fuckfish boy. He plays the fuckfish boy in that. I forget his name. Jones something Jones, I think. But yeah, he's resurrected. He looks up. He goes, Winifred. He goes, you fucking bitch. Doug Jones. Thank you, Ryan Walderson. Good old Doug Jones. And he goes, geez. But he sees Sarah just great. He's like, hey, how you doing? And he's just like, hi, Billy. And Winifred's like, enough of that. Okay, listen, Billy, you got it. You were cursed by me, all right? So you got to go get the goddamn book, and you got to kill those kids, all right? You're going to do it for me? He goes, rah! And eventually he goes and gets them, Chad. Meanwhile, we cut back to the good old gang of kids chat, and where they're just going through the mausoleum, and there's a bunch of dead people just hanging around, Chad, just skeletons and emaciated corpses, Chad. It's a fucking nightmare. And Max is telling Danny, just don't fucking look up, okay? Because they're all buried underneath graves, Chad. They're all falling through their caskets. Really gross and weird. And eventually they're like, we gotta get the hell out of here. But then who fucking comes upon them, Chad? Billy the zombie! And he starts coming after them, Chad, trying to grab him and shit. But thankfully, they're a little too fast for Billy. They knock his goddamn head off at one point. Billy's chasing after his fucking head. It falls out of the mausoleum and shit. And Winifred's is like, oh, Billy, you moron. But thankfully, those kids get away. And eventually, they come to the sewer systems. They come to the sewer system, chat, and they're pushing up the manhole cover. They got that, but then fucking Thackeray Bings, he jumps on out, chat. But actually no, we got back up. That's not yet. Because chat, we cut back to the Sanderson sisters. They are upset that they could not get the kids, chat. Billy has failed them, and so now they're just outside the graveyard. And they're talking, amongst themselves. Winifred, she's losing her goddamn mind. Mary's just like, Winifred, let's just have a calming circle. And we can come up with a new plan. They're like, okay, fine. And they're holding hands, and they're calming themselves, thinking of evil things. Then, oh my God, a bus stops in front of them. And it scares the shit out of them, chat. And the bus driver opens up the door. He goes, wow, we were ladies. How you doing tonight? And they're like, oh, a man. And apparently, chat, he is very attracted to Winifred, Mary, and Sarah Sanderson. And they're like, hello, kind sir. We like your carriage without a horse is quite ingenious. Would you help us find children? We desire children. And he goes, well, I mean, it'd probably take me a few tries, but I can help you. I can pump a few into you. And he goes, wonderful. Like referencing, chat, that he would impregnate them. This is a Disney movie. And so eventually, they hop on the buses, and he's just slapping their asses as they go by. This is a Disney film. He's just slapping their ass. He's having a good time. And then eventually, Sarah Jessica Parker's his favorite, chat, and she's riding on his lap. He goes, there's something poking me. And they're lying on his lap, and she's driving the fucking bus, chat. It's like, you should not let her drive the bus. And that's when we cut back to the kids, chat. They're opening up the manhole cover. Max is going first. Thackeray Binks, he's jumped down out, chat. But, oh, no, the fucking bus that the Sanderson sisters is coming right towards him. And fucking Max is like, oh, shit. And he closed the manhole cover. But Thackeray Binks is like, ah! And he gets hit by the fucking bus shit. Gets run over, gets sucked up in the fucking wheel, and he's torn to shreds, chat. He's dead. He's fucking dead. And Max opens it up, and Danny and Allison see this, and Danny's just crying. She's like, oh my God, oh my God. And Max is like, it's my fault. It's my fucking fault. I killed him. Oh my God. I'm so God, Jesus God, oh God. But it's okay, chat, because the destroyed, the desecrated body of Thackeray Binks slowly comes back together, and he's like, he's like, oh, I hate when that happens. And they're like, how did you do that? I told you I can't die. It's my curse. Believe me, I've tried to kill myself many times, okay? Many times. We got to go for help. We got to warn the people of Salem that the Sanderson sisters have been resurrected. So they go out chatting to Salem trying to warn people. Meanwhile, we come back to the Sanderson sisters, and they're getting off the bus because they're like, we smelled shit, because fucking Mary's like, I smelled children winning. She's like, stop! And they stop the goddamn bus. And the bus driver, he's begging, fucking Sarah Jessica Parker, do you have like a phone number? Do you have like a goddamn beeper number? Anything? And Winifred's just like, she doesn't have anything for you, sir. He says, party pooper. And she looks at him like, don't fucking call me a party pooper. Harumph. And they walk off the goddamn bus, chat. And they see, and they're like, Mary, she smells all these children, chat, but they don't see children. What they see is they see little ghouls and mummies and vampires. It's like, oh, these are all great creatures, running amok in the night. But these are no children, Winnie. And Winnie's just like, you idiot. You lost your sense of smell being dead for 300 years. This is terrible. This is terrible. They don't know what to do. They put their brooms down. They're panicking. Winifred just wants her fucking book. What are we to do, chat? And then, who walks out? Who's in front of one big house handing out candy to kids? It's fucking Gary Marshall, chat, the director. The director of fucking Pretty Woman, among other films. And he goes, ah! And he's dressed as the devil himself, chat, Satan. And the Sanderson sisters, he just goes, oh, Master! And he's like, oh, Jesus Christ. And all the Sanderson, they go up to him, chat, and they bow before him. Just like, oh, we love you. We love you. It's like, oh, this is wonderful. This is great. Well, thank you. Oh, I see you, the Sanderson sisters. He's like, see, I told you he'd remember us. And yeah, exactly. He's like, well, come on in, ladies. Come on in. Like, oh, thank you, Master. Thank you. He's like, yes, keep calling me Master. I love it. Ooh. And so they eventually walk in the house, chat, where they acclimate themselves to modern 20th century fashion and technology, chat. Like, because, Winifred, she just wants to know where her book is, but he's like, I'll tell you where your book is soon, but sit down, take care of yourselves, have a drink. Mayor introduces them to, this is my wife. And the wife, chat, she's got like fucking curlers in her hair, just smoking a cigarette, sounds like this, having a stiff drink. Mary kills me. She goes, oh, shit, Winnie. Goddamn Satan married Medusa. I love that. Kills me every time. And they're like, oh, wow, he did. Fuck. And he's like, look what we found. It's the Sanderson sisters. She's like, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go take a poop. So good old Medusa, chat, she goes upstairs to take a big old poop. Meanwhile, the Sanderson sisters acclimate themselves to this humble abode of their master, Satan. Mary sits down, chat. She watches television. She stuffs her gob with cheese puffs. Winifred, she goes to the kitchen, chat, where she's like, oh, it's a fucking torture chamber. It's amazing. She's picking up mallets and knives. I'm gonna use this later. I'm gonna cut me up some kids. This will be great. Meanwhile, we cut back to Sarah, and she's all on Gary Marshall saying, excuse me, sir, excuse me, can I dance with you? Can I dance with you, Master? And he goes, yes. And they're just hot, sweaty, sexy dancing, chat. Meanwhile, Medusa comes back down. She says, I took such a huge shit. I lost weight. I lost 5 pounds. What's going on? And she sees, chat, Gary Marshall dancing with Jessica Parker. And Medusa's not going to have it. She's like, all right, party's over. And she fucking slaps the remote out of the... Actually, it's funny. She turns off the TV, and Mary tries to turn off Medusa. She's like, doesn't work. It's like, all right, enough of your cheese doodles, enough of your TV, enough of your goddamn dancing. And Winifred, she comes on over, and she's like, what the hell's going on? What's going on here? And she's like, you got to get the hell out of here, all right? And Winifred's like, you and what fucking army? And she goes, fucking get him. And it's a little terrier chat, like Bud, called Little Terrier Bud, and it's a little demon dog, and it chases after Sanders. They go, ah! And it nips at their heels and shit, and they run out of the house. And they're confused. Sarah's, like Mary and Sarah, they're confused. It's like, why would the master run us out of his home? Why would he let his wife do that? And Winifred's like, that's not fucking Satan, you dumb bitches. Oh, God. Clearly, like, here. She grabs a kid, Chet, and rips his mask off. He goes, what the fuck? And he fucking he hits Mary and Sarah with his candy bag. They go, ow! And he runs off, weirdos. And he's like, clearly, All Hallows Eve is now a night of frolic where people can run amok, and all that shit. That's what it is, shit. That's what it is. And they're like, oh, okay. And so now, like, these are all fucking kids. These are all children. And so what we got to do is we got to concentrate on this now, guys, all right? We just have to find my book, okay? No dilly-dallying, no making any more mistakes. We got to find our books. Now, where are our fucking brooms? And they don't know where the brooms, like, shit, we left the brooms here. The brooms were taken, Chad. They were taken by, funny enough, 3 little girls who were dressed as the Sanderson sisters, and those kids flew off on those brooms, Chad, and I imagine we don't see them in the movie anymore, and I'm predicting they probably fell off those brooms and just brained themselves in the concrete, chat. Those 3 girls are dead. But the brooms are gone at this point as well. So it's a bit of an issue. And they're like, shit, fuck, we lost the goddamn brooms. What are we going to do? Well, we just got to rely on Mary's nose to lead us forward. Eventually, chat, we cut back to the kids, and they go to a police officer. And it's like, officer, we got to tell you something. He's like, what do you want? What do you got to tell me? And he goes, listen, it's going to sound absolutely fucking crazy, okay? But the Sanderson sisters, they're real, all right? They're back. He's like, how did they come back? And Danny's like, the reason, officer, is because my brother is a big-time virgin. He's never slept with a woman. Alice, I'm going to tell you right now, he knows nothing about what's going on down there. I'm just going to explain that to you right now, okay? He lit the black flame candle, and the Sanderson sisters are back after 300 years. We need your help. And the guy goes, he grabs fucking Max by the his collar. He goes, you get the fuck out of here. You don't tell me this goddamn nonsense. He throws him away, and they run off, Chet. Meanwhile, he gets back on his motorcycle, and a whore, a literal fucking whore, walks out, Chet, and goes, what was that all? And she's just snuffing some cocaine. He's like, what was that all about? And he goes, just some kids trying to pull a prank. Thought it was a police officer. And then you realize, Chet, he's wearing assless chaps. He turns around, and he has assless chaps on. This is a Disney movie. You have a whore who just got done snuffing coke, and you have a police officer wearing assless chaps. This is a Disney movie. And eventually they sit back down. Disney, oh, they did it. They did it. I see the production company. Buena Vista Pictures, production company Walt Disney. And so they sit down and they drive off, Chad. Well, I imagine they have hot, sweaty cocaine sex. Hot, sweaty cocaine sex, Chad. But now they're like, all right, fuck it. We just got to go tell our parents what's happening. Yes, we can get in trouble, but it's for the best. And they go to the dance party, Chad. They go to the dance party. And you got the fucking skeleton guy who's like the DJ. He's singing all sorts of spoopy songs and stuff. Everyone's having a good time. All the adults, chat. It's a fucking rave. Everyone's doing drugs. Everyone's eating, chat. They're like, everyone's half naked. It's crazy. Like, what kind of fucking party is this? And it looks like the party, chat. What was that movie that came out like a year ago? Oh, I forgot the name of it, chat. It was that crazy dance party where people like cutting their faces off and shit. It was absolutely fucking insane. But they go in there and they're just looking for the parents. Eventually they do. They find Dad and he's Dracula. He's Dracula. They're like, all right, that's great, Dad. We got to tell you something. We got to tell you about the Sanderson sisters, okay? And Dad's just like, all right, listen, let's just take your sister home. I know you're trying to pull a prank on us. We just want to have one fucking night to ourselves, okay? Your mom and I. We don't get a lot of time. You kids are so goddamn loud all the time. Just give us this. Just give us this, okay? Our marriage is on the rocks. Eventually, Danny, she runs into her mom, who is dressed up as Madonna, chat. She's got her big old bazungas out, chat, and there's the little spinners on them and everything. It's very hot. Climax. It's like Climax, Nia Brownie. That's it. Movie where they get spike of acid and freak out. It's that film. I think Hocus Pocus inspired the movie Climax, chat. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99.9% sure it did. And so they're all dancing, and, you know, mom's got her boobs out, and she's done so many drugs and so much alcohol, chat, that she doesn't know what the fuck anything is anymore. And Max is like, fuck it, I'll take control of the thing. So he goes up on the stage shed, punches the DJ in the face, he grabs the mic, and he goes, everyone, I know that it sounds crazy, okay? But the Sanderson sisters have returned. And then who happens to walk in as he says that, chat? The Sanderson sisters are like, oh, shit. Oh, God. And they're like, we got to get the fuck out of here. But then Max, he spots them and goes, and there they are. There's the Sanderson sisters. They're coming for your children. They're going to eat your kids. The parents are like, woo, fuck those kids. Yes, I want to live. And Sanderson sisters are like, oh, they don't give a shit. Oh, this is great. And then it's like they get the spotlights on the Sanderson sisters and everything's focused on them. And Bette Midler, chat, goddamn Winifred Sanderson, she's like, thank you, Max, for that wonderful introduction. But I happen to have heard a tune a little while ago, and I want to do my own rendition, chat. And then we get probably the best part in the movie, chat, the musical number. I put a spell on you, and I am mine. And it's so goddamn, fuck them kids. It's so goddamn good, chat. And the choreography with Bette Midler and her backup singers of Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy and the Jimmy, chat, they do so well. I don't care who you are. You dislike the movie, you like the movie. This is a really fun part of the film. You're into it. And Max just does the opposite. The adults are just like, yeah! They're all excited about it. These three girls are great. And they're doing the whole thing, chat. They got this whole choreograph. It's iconic. It's an iconic scene. It's the best scene in the movie because absolutely. But eventually, chat, we realized, like, wait a minute, it's not just doing her own rendition of the song. She's literally cursing them. And the curses, chat, like, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. And she forces them. This is the spell, chat, where you will party, you will do drugs, you'll drink and dance until you fucking die. That's the goddamn thing. Film and Chris is everything. Thank you, Kimberly KM. And they're like, woo! And mom is just snorting coke, and dad's he just left. You don't know where the hell dad went, chat. He's crawling the goddamn walls. And eventually, the parents just start tearing each other apart, just ripping each other, they gouge each other's eyes out. It's just this pure fucking chaos. Blood, intestines, chat. Insides are now outsides. It's nuts. And the kid's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. And the Sanderson sisters are coming for him. And they get running, chat. They just run. They get into an alleyway. They just keep going. And the Sanderson sisters lose track of them. They're like, okay, shit. Okay, we gotta, what are we gonna do? We have to set up a trap. That's what we need. We have to set up a trap for them, okay? We can't be caught off guard. We can't underestimate them. Let's use the modern day technology of 1993 to fool them. They have no idea what the hell is going on. They have no idea what our civilization is like. We can bamboozle them. We can bamboozle them, chat. And so their idea is that we will go to the school and we will lead them, because that's where they would go. They would obviously go to the school to find children, so we'll lead them there. So they go to the school, chat, and they set up a good old trap. And they get on the PA system, and they broadcast it on the outside. They have the outside PA system, and basically, like, leading the Sanderson sisters to them. Chen, the Sanderson sisters go into the school, where Max is just fucking, he's just messing with them. He's like, you three nasty old broads. Come and get us. Yeah, look at go ahead and suck our souls. Swallow your soul. Come on, swallow our souls, bitches. And eventually, like, fuck this kid. And they go in the school, chat, and they hear what sounds like children. They're like, oh, fuck, just... You know, Mary says, I smell children. They're like, oh, shit, let's go inside here. And they go into the art section of the school, chat, and they go inside what we don't know is, but it's the giant kiln. And they go to something they've never seen before, chat. It's I believe this is the most advanced piece of technology in 1993. Thank you, Dark Side of the Five, but he's freaked them out with pagers. I know. Oh, wait. It's on, Mr. Herman. You've said crazy stuff tonight, but no way they showed eye gouging. Yes, they did. I swear to God, it happened. The version I saw is the version I saw. Party until you die. Hell yeah, party like it's 1993, chat. It's true. You gotta rewatch the movie, man. Rewatch the movie, and you'll see what I saw. Okay, in the back, it's in the background. It's in the fucking background. But they go inside the kiln, chat, and they are confronted with the most advanced piece of technology that we are offered in 1993, chat. A boombox. It is a thing called a boombox, chat. And they're going, what is this? And they're like, wait a minute. wait a minute. And they press buttons, chat, and then it starts speaking French. And it's like, what the fuck? And then the door behind them closes. They go, oh, shit. And they lock the door, chat, and they turn on the fucking kiln. And they're going, oh, shit, oh, shit. And they slowly, chat, they're roasted. The goddamn sisters are roasted alive, chat, burned alive. They're like, ah! Trying to put out the flames, going, and trying to put them out. It's not working. And you see their gaseous fumes, chat, leading the kiln outside. And meanwhile, Max and Danny and Allison and Thackeray Bing's chat, they're just fucking partying. It's like, yeah, we burned those women alive. Woohoo! Let's go home and eat candy and watch spooky films. That's what they do, chat. They go home. They go to the home of Max and Danny, and they just rest a bit. Danny, she's just tired. Thackeray Binks, he's talking to good old Max for a half minute, saying, I can't believe it's over, my 300 years, and I've always wanted to do that, and we did it. And he goes, yeah, man, I'm happy that we could do that for you. And he goes, yeah, I just wish Emily could be here. And, Max is like, oh, shit, way to be a buzzkill. Doesn't say that, but he's just like, hey, you're going to see her again. He goes, yeah, but he's still immortal, so who knows? And he tells Max, listen, Danny, she's something special. Okay, you hold on to her. Okay, you love her like I loved Emily, man, because one day it could be taken from you, and it can destroy you. So you protect her, goddamn it, you protect her. And he's like, all right, shit, I will. Okay, let's do it. And they go home, chat. Danny, she's talking to good old Thackeray Binks. She goes, I'm going to adopt you. You're going to be our cat. And he goes, you just going to fucking fatten me up and I'm going to be a house cat? She goes, yes. And you'll be, he's like, well, I'll outlive you. And she goes, that's a little dark, but then my daughter will take care of you. And my daughter's daughter will take care of you. You'll be welcome in our home for all of eternity. He goes, that's kind of dark, but it sounds nice at the same time. She goes, hell yeah, it does. Hell yeah, it does. And so then they're bonding, chat. They're snuggling in bed, having a good time. It's good old kitty cat cuddle. But then, chat. And then we cut to what the hell's her name? Allison and Max, and they're tired, they're sleepy. But chat, this is still Disney. It's like we can make sexual innuendo as much as we want. We can reference, impregnating people, and we can have murder, chat, and we can have whores and assless chaps, but no sex. And so we will allow snuggles. We will allow snuggles in this movie. And good old Allison, she cuddles up next to Danny, or not Danny, excuse me, to Max, and he holds her, chat, and they go to sleep. They snuggle to sleep. Eventually they wake up, and they start reading some of the book. They start reading some of the book, learning some things about witches and stuff. And they learn some weaknesses. Apparently, salt is a major fucking weakness of witches. You can't, a witch cannot go around salt. So if you, make a circle of salt around you, they can't penetrate that. It's like, shit, you got fucking salt down there. It's too goddamn hard. It's too much for us. And this is all happening. We cut back to the Sanderson sisters, chat. They didn't burn alive. Matter of fact, all of their gaseous fumes have gone back in the kiln, chat, because they can't die either. The only way they can die in this scenario is if they go on the hollow ground, the graveyard, or until the black flame candle goes out. And they walk out of the fucking kiln. They're like, and Winifred's just speaking French now because it's been on French the entire. They've been cooking for like 5 hours inside of there, so they know how to speak French at this point. Thank you, man, for 5 minutes. Cuddling definitely causes pregnancy 76.84% of the time. I believe that is the case, but Disney took the risk. Disney did take the risk, Bat Shields. Maybe we review the sequel on Disney Plus when it eventually comes out. Absolutely. Hell yeah. I'm a big-time Hocus Pocus fan. You know I will. Absolutely. Cannot wait for it. Spooping leads to forking. Well, spooning leads to forking. It inevitably does. It always happens that way. Just like, we're just going to cuddle and just, and that's how it, yeah. That's how it works, chap. But eventually we come back to Sanderson, like, shit! And they're all mad, chat. They're like, oh, God, what are we going to do? And they go back. They don't know where the kids are. They have no idea. Where the book is. Mary's nose isn't working. Eventually, they go back home, and they're just distraught. They're just like, oh, God, I can't remember how to make it. This is terrible. Oh, it's all fucking mess. The candle's almost done. We got like an hour, maybe hour 20 left. We're just going to die. Just going to fucking die. And Winifred, she's just beside herself, chat. She's like, oh, Jesus, my book. I just want my book. And we cut back, chat. We cut back to the book. And the book's like, did Mom call my name? He woke up, chat. But then we see that Allison and Max are still reading the book, chat. And what happens? The book's like, I'm going to do something very fucking subtle that they can't tell. It projects a super bright light into the sky like a goddamn lighthouse, chat. But apparently Allison and Max can't see this shit. I have no idea why. I have no fucking clue why. But then when Mary leads Winifred to the window to say goodbye to the world, goodbye, world. How cruel you were, how wonderful you were with your cruelty. I say goodbye to you. Good day, good day. They see the shining light, chat, and Santa go, oh, it's my book. Sisters, we will retrieve the book. And it's like, how can we do that, Winnie? We don't have brooms. And they're like, oh, shit, yeah. And they go to the closet, chat. I love this. There's one broom and a mop. Winifred, she gets the fucking broom. She's the leader. Oh, Kryptonian Wava, thank you. I know your secret. Thank you, Kryptonian Wildflower, for the subscription. 8 months. 1 month away from front pooping out of Twitch, baby. That's amazing, man. Thank you. Hey, chat, how's everyone's evening? It's been great. It's been a very, very fun stream so far. We're reviewing Hocus Pocus. We're almost towards the end, chat. We're almost done at the end. It's goddamn fun. But chat, we cut back, and, Winifred, she gets the broom because she's the leader. She's the eldest sister, so she starts fucking flying out there. Sarah, she gets the mop, chat. She gets the mop in there. But it's like, what does good old Mary get? What does poor old Mary get, chat? She gets the vacuum cleaner. She goes, I don't know if this is going to work. But she uses it, shit. She goes, woo. He goes right up there, chat. Right up there. She goes, oh, Jesus. But it's got that rumble feature. Got that vibrating feature, chat. Mary's just like, this is a lot better. And they start flying, chat. They start flying. Eventually, we cut back to Allison and Max are reading, and Thackeray Binks, he wakes up and goes, oh, shit, and he jumps on the book, and he closes it. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't read the book. And they're like, it's fine. The Sanders sisters dead. He's like, you don't fuck with the book, okay? You never know what might happen. They could be, and then ba-boom, chat. The whole upper tower of the house just explodes, and the Sanders sisters like, we are fucking back, and I want my goddamn book. And Winifred, she grabs that book, and she grabs Danny by the hand. She's like, just lifts her in the air and shit. She's like, I'm gonna eat the fuck out of your little sister. See you later. And like, she like zaps. She's Papa Palpatine's Max. She goes, he flies back. She's impaled in the fucking wall. He's like, but thankfully, chat, Allison, she got the salt. And the witches are like, God damn, she has salt. Well, all right, you live this day. We'll be back though. And they fly away. And then Winifred says, Sarah Jessica Parker, sing your wonderful song so we may feast upon the flesh of children. She goes, hell yeah, I will, Bette Midler. And she starts singing another great song, chat, singing to the children of Salem. And these little kids, chat, just like goddamn zombies, just start walking out, chat. They're going to the homes of the home of the Sanderson sisters, chat, to their abode. Well, they will soon have their very essence, the sweet essence, sucked from their little chubby bodies, little chublet bodies, chat. It's like, the Sanderson sisters are on top. Eventually, Allison, she wakes, she gets Max down from the wall, chat, who has been impaled. He's been impaled, chat, he's bleeding profusely, but she just rubs some salt on his tummy. He's like, there you go, I'll stop the bleeding from right now. Well, we have to save your sister. And Thackeray Binks, he's like, we gotta go get her. He's like, hell yeah, I'm not gonna let her die like you let Emily die. He goes, fuck you, Max. And they go out to get him. And they see all the kids. They're trying to stop the kids, chat, but they're under the spell. There's nothing that can be done. But then we cut to the Sanderson sisters' home. They have fucking Danny. She's all chained up, chat. She can't move. And they've made the potion. They've made a potion. Like, yes, this is a great success. And they get the big old ladle full, and they're going to open up her goddamn little mouth. We're going to suck out your soul, girl. And they're just about to pour that shit in, chat. But then Max, he enters. He's like, hey, I'm fucking back. And then go, oh, Jesus Christ. We'll deal with you in just a second. Okay, he's like, oh, okay, fine, but I know something you don't know. And they're like, what? What do you want? He's like, your time is up. He's like, time? We still have an hour left before dawn. Get out of here. He goes, no, I know something you don't know. Daylight savings time. And they're like, daylight's what? And then boom, the fucking sun appears. And like, oh, this daylight savings time, chat, was used for farmers. It's archaic. We don't need it anymore. But in this case, chat, we do need it. Daylight savings time has its importance, chat, because Hocus Pocus. It defeated, or it was one of the things that led to the defeat of the Sanderson sisters, chat. So I am all for I am all for daylight savings time, chat, because we can have a hocus pocus scenario, and I don't want that, okay? That's what we need to have, daylight savings time. Anyway, so they're exposed to sunlight, chat, and they just start burning. And it's like, oh, shit. And good old fucking Max, he grabs Danny, chat. We gotta get out of here. He grabs her, chat, and he kicks over the cauldron, and it falls on Sarah Jessica Parker. She goes, ah! And Sarah Jessica Parker's face is just melting, chat. She's just hideous now. It's terrible. There you go. That's what happened. And they run out, but it wasn't the sun, chat. It was they just put the high beams on the RV, Allison's RV. She's like, "Come on, let's go." She's just, it's a very weird scene in the movie. She's like, "Come on, guys, let's go right in here. Here's the car." It's very odd, but eventually they pile in the car. But the thing is, chat, there's like a wall of children because they're all coming down the road. There's only one road, and at this point, Max is like, "Shit, I gotta do it," and he puts pedal to the metal, baby, and he's running over children, chat, like not just like a couple of kids, not like one or two, like bumps. No, he is literally running, steamrolling over children, chat, like maximum overdrive. They're being crushed. You see the blood and the intestines over the place, chat. The child murder. Max has a higher child death body count than the Sanderson sisters do. Like, who's the true evil in the movie, chat? Is it the Sanderson sisters or is it Max? You decide. But eventually, we cut back to the Sanderson sisters, like, oh, my fuck, we've been tricked again. We've been tricked. And at this point, they're like, okay, oh, God, what are we going to do? And they look at the potion. No, the potion. But thankfully, there's just enough left. Just enough left for one little vial for one child. And they scoop that shit up. But Mary and Sarah are like, Winnie, it's okay. Look at all the kids. Well, the ones that Max didn't run over, they're here. We'll just suck the soul of one of these kids, and we'll make more potion. And and Winifred, chat, her ego gets her. It's her fucking pride and ego that brings down her downfall. She says, Nope, I don't want that. I want Danny. I want to suck the soul of that little girl in front of that Max, in front of that Allison, in front of that goddamn cat Thackeray Binks. That's what I want. And Mary and Sarah are like, no, we got it right here. But she's like, fuck that. No, I'm the goddamn leader. We do what I want to do. And they chase after them. Eventually, chat, Max, after running over all the kids, he runs over all the kids. He gets onto the open road, but then fucking Winifred's just like, come here! And it's like a Terminator 2 situation, chat. She's like the T-1000 from Terminator 2. And she just puts her fucking fist through the wall of the goddamn car window, and she starts grabbing at Max, just scratching his hair, and she goes, ah, shit! And they're just fighting, chat. They're just fighting. He's like hitting her with the car, and she's like, ah! Jeez, that's crazy. It's craziness going on. Eventually, one of them drags Danny outside the car, chat. And he's like, oh, fuck, no. And he crashes the car. They crashes the car, and they go to, oh, no. Actually, they try to grab Danny, chat, but they miss. Winifred and the witches, they crash. At this point, they crash the car, and like, okay, the only place we can go to now is the graveyard. So they run to the graveyard, chat, where they encounter Billy, who accosts Max, shit. He grabs him right in the entrance. And Winifred's like, yes, Billy, you've done so well. But then Billy, he reaches for, like, I don't know, like a knife or something that Max had. And he cuts his mouth open, where literal, actual, real-life moths fly out of his mouth, chat. That was real. That's a real practical effect. What they did was they put a gauze in Doug Jones's throat, and so he had those moths in so it looked realistic. It was very cool. And he basically just says, Jesus Christ. Sorry, kid. You're good. I just want to tell you, Winifred, you're a skanky old broad. Fuck you, fat sister, and fuck you, Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm with the kids now. And he runs off. He's like, Billy betrayed them. Yeah, Billy's on the good guy side, shit. Yes. And he runs off. At this point, all the kids, Allison and Danny and Thackeray and Billy, they're like, okay, we got a plan with this. The witches are going to come for Danny. They're going to suck out her soul, but we can beat them back. We just have to hold them off for like a little while longer until dawn. Then the sun will kill them. And so they put, Billy's just like, just hide in my open grave. It's okay. It's fine. So they put Danny, they put a giant circle of salt around her. Max, he gets the modern, very advanced technology of a wooden baseball bat to fight the sisters off. Allison has salt, and Billy is dead, so he's got that. He can't die, I guess. He's undead, technically. And Thackeray's still a cat, so that's what we got. That's what we're rocking right here. And then, Jesus Christ, the Sanderson sisters attack you. Everyone's fighting them and everything. It's pretty goddamn difficult, though. The thing is, though, eventually, Billy, he gets overwhelmed, chat, by the combined power of Winifred, Sarah, and Mary. He gets his head knocked off. He's like, no! And Danny, she runs out to go get Billy's head. But while getting Billy's head, chat, and gives it back to him, Winifred, she grabs her. She's like, I'm gonna eat you! And she flies up in the air with her. Meanwhile, while this is all happening, Max, he runs over and he just starts like, Winifred's just about to to put the potion in her mouth, but Max comes over, Chad, and he just starts beating the shit out of Bette Midler, just punching her over again, trying to force her off the broom so she falls on the blessed ground, the graveyard, thus dying, Chad. But it's too difficult, and they're kind of at it's like they're at it's like a draw. It's like a draw. And meanwhile, Sarah and Mary are trying to go for her, but Mary, her vacuum cord, the power cord, the vacuum cleaner, Allison and Billy grab that, and so they're holding her at bay. Sarah comes to save her, Chap, but they let go of Mary's power cord right at the last minute, and Sarah and Mary, they clash, they hit in midair, and they're like, oh shit, they're all distracted. Eventually, though, Max, he beats the shit out of Bette Midler so hard that they both topple off the broom. They both topple off the broom. And, no, not yet. Yeah, Max falls. But he has the potion. He has the potion in his hand. And Winifred's just like, give me that potion. I will literally I will slit your sister's throat right here. And he's like, you're not going to have her. And he drinks the potion like, no, Max. And she goes, fuck it. And she throws Danny off. She's like, I'll suck out your soul. And she grabs Max, Chap. But the thing is, though, he still has enough strength, He still has enough of that hormonal teenage strength to throw Winifred off the broom. And they both topple to the ground, Chap. And now she has landed on the hollow ground of the graveyard, Chap. It's very dangerous for her. But while this is all occurring, Chad, the sun is slowly rising. Like, oh, shit. But Winifred, she's like, I don't give a shit about hollow ground. I just want to suck out your goddamn soul. And she's walking over to him. She grabs, she starts sucking out that sweet teenage essence, Chad. Meanwhile, though, the sun has risen. And Sarah's just like, Winnie, Mary, goodbye. And she explodes into purple sparkles, Chad. And then we cut to Mary. She goes, oh, goodbye. And she bursts, Chad. She bursts. She turns into red sparkles. Meanwhile, Winifred, she's just so busy sucking out Max's soul, she doesn't realize that she landed on the hollow ground, Chad, the graveyard. And she's like, oh, shit. And she looks down, Chad, she's slowly calcifying. She's slowly turning into a stone. She goes, and then she turns to stone, Chad, and Max, he throws himself off of Winifred, and he falls on the ground, and eventually, Chad, the rock that is Winifred's body begins to rubble, and ba-boom! Winifred also explodes, Chad, into a massive green mushroom cloud, and the Sanderson sisters, Chad, they are the virgin strength, That's true. The Sanderson sisters are no more. They're no more. Also, at one point, Thackeray Binks attacked Winifred, Chat, but she slapped him so goddamn hard, Chat, he flew like 50 feet, brained against the rock. And they're like, hey, we won, we did it. Everyone's so happy, and Danny runs over to Thackeray. He's like, Thackeray, we did it. But Thackeray's not moving, Chat. She goes, Thackeray, it's okay, you can come back to life. But he's not moving. She says, oh God, he's dead. And Billy's like, all right, well, you guys deal with a thing. I'm gonna be dead now. And he dies again, Chat. He's like, I want to die. So he's good. And Thackeray Binks, Chat, he is also dead. And Danny's crying, Allison and Max are crying, but it's okay because then Ghost Thackeray Binks, he's like, hey guys, it's me. Thank you. I'm so happy to be dead. He's actually really jazzed about it. And Danny's just like, oh my God. And she's like, hey, don't worry about it, okay? I'm reunited with my family. We're together now. And then Emily, Chat, who was going to die no matter what, she walks out. She goes, hi, everybody. I'm Emily. I'm not very smart. And they go, we know, Emily. We know. And, Emily and fucking Thackeray are hand in hand. And Danny's just like, I'm going to miss you so much, Thackeray. He goes, I'm going to miss you too, Danny. He goes up to Chat, gets a little peck on the cheek, a little mutual, not like, don't sexualize it. It's just a friendly brother-sister little kiss. That's all it was, Chat. And he walks hand in hand with Emily, Chat, to basically the gates of heaven. The gates of heaven literally open up. And Emily's just like, where the fuck have you been? We've been waiting for you for 300 years. And Thackeray's just like, listen, okay, I had to wait 300 years for a virgin to light a candle. Let me tell you, it's been crazy. And they walk out, Chat, and we cut, and then Allison and Danny and Max, they walk back arm in arm, Chat, to their abodes, to their home. Meanwhile, though, Chad, we cut back to the book. We cut back to we cut to the parents, Chat, who have also been lifted from the curse. They have been freed from the curse, Chat, and they too, they've done all the drugs and all the alcohol and all the sex, and they're like, we're good for now, okay, we can go home now. They go, but then, Chat, there's a teaser ending because the book the Necronomicon, chat, it wakes up and the eye looks around and goes, oh my God, are the witches indeed dead, chat? We shall see with Hocus Pocus 2. But that for right now, my friends, is Hocus Pocus, a Disney classic, chat. One of my favorite films from my childhood. Now, listen, it has its flaws. I went over them. I went over a lot of the flaws, chat. Some of the acting's not great. Some of the dialogue doesn't hold up. But the things that do hold up about this movie is absolutely the Sanderson sisters, chat. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, they fucking kill it in every scene they're in. When they're on screen, the movie's great. The movie's like a full fucking price. But because of its flaws, because of its issues, various issues, chat, some of its dialogue, it just kind of comes down to, I give it a matinee. It's a solid matinee, chat. That's what I give it. Oh, the bullies! I forgot about the bullies. Oh my God, that's right. I totally forgot the bullies, chat. My mistake. So at one point in the movie, after they've consumed copious amounts of candy, they're like, my tummy hurts. The Sanderson sisters come upon them and they mock the Sandersons, like saying that they're fucking weird and ugly. And so they just capture them and they drag them back to the house, intending to eat them and suck out their sweet essence, shit. But eventually they forget about them, and so they're still in the goddamn house. And Max even gets his shoes back. He steals the Nikes back from Ice Chase, like, these are mine now. Good Nike shoes, the best you can buy anywhere, and he fucking wears them. And so I assume Jay and Ice, chat, they just die. They die of exposure, chat, and probably a copious amounts of sugar intake in their systems, and they just die there. So yeah, Hocus Pocus matinee, chat. On the DT double toasted scale, I give it a matinee. Looks like I'm in safe mode from the blue screen too much. Oh no, what's going on? The sweet juicy essence, indeed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Oh, never. They get found, like, they got strapped to the bed at 7, pretty much. Dark Slate, I'm so lost. Jurassic Wild More. Hey, man. It's what Disney used to do back in the day. They didn't care. They're like, yeah, fuck it, let's kill some kids. Sometimes you got to kill some kids, chat. This is the way it is. But I hope you enjoyed the review, chat. In the meantime, I'm going to take a brief break. I'm going to refill my beverage. Ooh, Ryan Wilson, thank you for the 5 biddies. It's the second best 1993 Halloween movie from Disney. What's the other one? Number 3 out of 5, soul-sucking lips. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it, chat. Will Max still be a virgin in the sequel? Most definitely. Most definitely, chat. I wonder if they're going to bring back, I hope they at least bring back the Sanderson sisters. Ooh, great review. Very fair. Thank you, Glee. Thank you. I mean, it has its issues. There's no doubt about that, but it's fun. Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker, they do a great job. They deserve a lot of credit for making that film. If they weren't in it, it would not be nearly as beloved as it is. Night Before Christmas. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's a good movie. What's this? What's that? I might review that soon, chat. Might review that either this week or next week. But as I said before, chat, just going to take a brief break and refill my beverage. For now, entertain yourselves amongst yourselves. Stick around. I'll be back.